If you've seen any of my ARMS videos before, you probably know how much I love characters with either high or just unique mobility. The newly released Lola Pop is now in the running for probably the most original type of mobility and might even be the best defensive fighter we've seen so far. Before I touch on Lola's actual abilities, I want to run through the strengths and weaknesses of her exclusive ARMS that also dropped this week. The Clapback is now the second shield type arm in the metagame, which means it has a very similar feel to Helix's Guardian arm. The difference between the two is that the Clapback not only blocks punches, but makes them ricochet back at your aggressor. If you charge the Clapback before sending it out, it's going to charge your opponent's arms upon contact. I'm not really a master with this thing yet, but I can't tell you how many times I would punch a Lola Pop only to be blinded by my own arm. This arm is very viable, and I'd recommend it if you enjoy sitting back and playing defensively. The Biffler is the newest of many multi-shots, similar to the Hydra or the Tribolt. It's also a new type of blinding arm, so it has an ink-covering screen effect similar to the Blorb. Blinding isn't my favorite movement debilitating attribute, but having a multi-shot with this effect definitely made me appreciate it a lot more. One thing I didn't know about the blinding effect is that you can actually identify whether your opponent is still blind or not. Once you hit them with a charged arm, the opponent's head is going to be covered with ink, with a stamp-type shape over their face. It doesn't last too long, but it still helps to know whether your opponent can see or not see. My absolute favorite arm from this new update is the Nunchuck. This is the newest whip type arm, so it has a similar feel to the Slam or the Slapamander. The crazy thing about this arm is that when you're on the ground, you'll perform a regular whip type attack that goes swiftly and slightly at a curve, but when you're jumping in the air, you'll spin the arm in a circular motion going directly towards the opponent. This jump punch travels straighter, covers a larger radius, and can also act as sort of a shield. As if it wasn't good enough already, it has the stun attribute as well, which works with both types of attacks. Another thing worth noting is that when this arm is charged and spinning, it'll block regular punches even if you haven't extended it. I have a feeling this arm's going to be very popular in the metagame when you consider its versatility and originality. All of these new arms are great, but what really makes Lola shine is her awesome defensive abilities. The main gimmick here is her inflatable block. While blocking with Lola, you can still walk around freely without worrying about getting hit by regular punches. She can also dash or jump straight out of a block quickly without even letting go of the block button, which can help you chain together some quick jabs or grabs, as well as just stay unpredictable in general. When you jump out of the block, you'll perform a high jump, so you can really get the high ground advantage or jump up to a place you couldn't reach before. Lola's other main ability is similar to Ribbon Girl's in that she can hold the dash button in midair to drop quickly to the ground and also charge her arms. The difference here is that Lola actually inflates herself right before dropping to the ground, which blocks attacks as well as bounces her off the ground immediately into another jump. You can also chain these bounces for as long as you want, just by holding the dash button midair after every bounce. This is super useful for dodging and blocking attacks, but just remember you can only block one punch per bounce before deflating and becoming vulnerable. The best advice I can give is just to try to block at all times. Though she has some great mobility abilities, she's still one of the slower characters of her ilk. You can't jump and charge dash spam to get away from rush attacks like you can with Ribbon or Ninjara, so it's probably just best to block and walk away slowly. It's harder to dodge away from a grab on Lola compared to other characters, so try to get in the habit of blocking until you see a grab, then high jumping away so you can throw the opponent yourself. It sounds simple, but the character is focused around chaining just about any type of attack off of a block, so try to get in the habit of blocking as much as you can. It might seem sort of risky at first if you're more used to a speedy character like Ribbon or Ninjara, but focusing on playing into the strengths of this character is really going to make the difference and help you succeed. Though I'll probably still stick with Ribbon Girl for most of my ranked battles, Lola Pop's quickly become one of my top 3 characters to play. I love how all the characters in this game have abilities to make them really stand out from the rest, and Lola does a great job of continuing this trend. If you have any questions about a point I might have missed, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel for the latest Switch content available. This is Max from Max Culture, and thank you so much for watching.